guys, I'm going to go through this in case you don't get a math sub, and this way you have a video to help you, okay? So today we're talking about consecutive integers, and consecutive integers are integers that come one right after the other. So you could have numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 20, 21, 22, consecutive, one that comes right after the other. So when we think about consecutive integers, we want to just think like simple numbers, all right? So I'm just going to start with 4, 5, 6, 7. Obviously, they can be negative, but I'm just going to start with something really simple, okay? So you want to think to yourself, how do you go from 4 to 5? So if I say that x is my first number, like how would I go from 4 to 5? So how much would I add or subtract? So 5 is one more than 4, so it would be one more than the x that I'm now replacing the 4 with. So you're going back to the 4, and to go from 4 to 6, you would add 2. To go from 4 to 7, you would add 3. So really, no matter what number you start with, let's say I started with 21. 21 is x. The next number would be 22, add 1. The next number would be 23, add 2. The next number would be 24, add 3. So if you start with an x, to get to the next number, you add 1. To get to the one after that, you add 1 plus 1, one more, which is why we're calling that x plus 2. You keep adding one more, okay? For consecutive even and consecutive odd, I can do the same idea. Let's start with an even number, 2. The next number would be 4. The next number would be 6. And then the next number would be 8. So I'm going to start by calling this x. And now think, how much do you add to 2 to get to 4? Okay, so 2 plus 2 is 4. So this is going to be x plus 2. How much do I add to 2 to get to 6? How much do I add to 2 to get to 8? And you can always go back and look at this number line. To go from 6 to 8, you add 2. To go from 6 to 10, you add 4. Okay. So now consecutive odd. So let's start with some odd numbers. 3, 5, 7, 9. And remember, it can be negatives, okay? So I'm going to call the first one x. So now how do you go from 3 to 5? So 3 plus 2 is 5. So you're adding 2. Looks a lot like consecutive even. A lot of people think you're adding 2 because 2 is an even number. You're not adding 2 because 2 is an even number. You're adding 2 because that's jumping over the x plus 1 to get to the x plus 2, because our numbers go even, odd. So if this is odd, the next one's even, then the next one's odd. So then you would add 4 and you would add 6. So when you're writing your let statements, consecutive even and consecutive odd, you're actually writing the same thing. And this has to do with the number line. Okay, so I want the sum of 4 consecutive numbers. So I'm going to start with x plus 1, x plus 2, and x plus 3. Sum means to add. So I'm going to add all of those together. And you can write them out like a string of numbers. Or if you want, you can add them together in your head before you write the equation. So you could just add all the x's together. Add all the numbers together. Sorry, guys. Add all the numbers together. And that would give you negative 26. Subtract 6 from each side. You get 4x equals negative 32. Divide by 4, and you get x equals negative 8. So my first number is negative 8. My second number is 1 more than negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, and then negative 5. And then double check it on your calculator. Just add them together. -8 plus -7 plus -6 plus -5. Yep, I'm right. Okay, so 3 consecutive integers. So x plus 1, and x plus 2. That have a sum. Sum means to add, so I'm going to add them together. And they're equal to 39. That's an equal sign, not a z. Sorry about that. So we get 3x equals 36. Divide by 3, divide by 3, and you get x equals 12. Okay, so that's going to be the first one. So you have 12, 13, and 14. So you have 12, 13, and 14 as your 3 integers. 12, 13, 14. Those are your 3 integers. And you can double check it with your calculator. All right, so consecutive odd. You're going to use x plus 2, and x plus 4. Okay, so remember, think of it. 3, 5, 7. How much do you add to get to each? Okay, what is the length of the longest side if the perimeter is 45? So I'm going to add those together. So I get 3x plus 6 equals 45. Subtract 6 from each side. And you get 39. Divide by 3. You get x equals 13. Now, I like 13 because if you look, it does say odd, and 13 is odd, so that's a good sign. So I'm just going to draw another triangle. So that would be 13. 13 plus 2 is 15. 13 plus 4 is 17. Again, I'm going to double check. Okay. For the question, they want the longest side, so I'm going to put 17 centimeters as my answer. That's the longest side. If they wanted the shortest, you would say 13. Okay. Consecutive. All right. So we've got consecutive even. So we're going to do x plus 2, and x plus 4. And again, they want the sum. So that's 3x plus 6 is equal to negative 48. Subtract 6. You get 3x equals negative 54. Divide by 3. And you get x is equal to negative 18. Okay, so again, I like that because it says even. 18 is even, so negative 18 has to be even. I'm going to double check this. Well, let me add these together here. So this is negative 18, add 2, negative 16, add another negative 14. So negative 18 plus negative 16 plus negative 14. It's all good. And it checks. They want the smallest one, and the smallest one would be negative 18. All right, so I hope this helps you. I'm quite certain you can do the last 2. Good luck. If you have any questions, text. Have a good day.